do they get up and leave? Why do they get up and leave? Tell you they love you, then get up and leave.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the NBA Recap. Yes, sir, we're back in with another video, back in with another episode. I know, I really was not feeling to film this today, but because these games weren't really that cool up until that last game. But first of all, I want to check in with you guys, see if you guys are okay. Please comment down below if you guys are okay. I know we're all going through the same thing, this whole thing that's going on in the world. You can't say it on YouTube, but hey, the things that's going on, I hope you guys are okay. I hope you guys are still trying to grind and shine and do everything you can and being successful in your life. And I hope that's what you guys are trying to do. Inspirational words by myself. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into these games. Alright, so the first game of the day was the Bulls versus the Rockets. And man, the Bulls beat the Rockets pretty handedly. I know Zach LaVine didn't have the greatest game, but man, that dude has to be an all-star. I don't care what he says. He must be an all-star luck this year. I don't care if he is stud man, right at the NBA. Let me stop. But for real, like Zach LaVine, I know he didn't play particularly great in this game because Kobe White had I believe he had a game high like 24 points. But hey, they are still their offense is starting to flow, roll, and getting back into things that they are accustomed to doing. I know they're still injury plagued. Lauri Markkanen can never stay healthy for some reason. But Wendell Carter and Thaddeus Young are doing their thing. Garrett Temple coming and giving some good minutes, and Patrick Williams, the fourth overall pick, man, he's doing good things for them, getting steals, popping threes. So yeah, I think they're starting to get back into that motion of what they were trying to achieve before, and I like how they're treading in the right direction. For the Rockets, man, I think just missing Christian Wood and Victor Oladipo because like John Wall, Eric Gordon, and maybe Daniel House are pretty much their only really consistent scorers. So their offense can't really flow as well. I mean, they're trying to insert people into the line like Jason Tate, who's been really good for them, and which I like. And they're just missing that upper protection with Christian Wood. I know they just let go of DeMarcus Cousins because they want to focus solely on Christian Wood and his development with progression. So they would want to leave. They want to take away DeMarcus Cousins, even though he played pretty okay for them as far as coming back from an injury. But hey, I think they're trying to tread in the right direction. I know that when they're fully powered, they're going to be a great team. Maybe just like the Lakers in some sense. So the next game we want to talk about is the Mavericks beat up against the Grizzlies, I believe. Yes, they beat up against the Grizzlies. I didn't really pay too much particular to this game, but hey, the Mavericks are still they haven't played in like a week. Last Sunday, it's been crazy. I haven't seen a Mavericks game in a minute. That's how long they've played. So it's great to see that they're back and still winning their games. I like how they're progressing. That offense starting to move. They're starting to move the ball. Josh Richardson's starting to get some minutes. Jalen Brunson has been great. Um, but hey, at the end of the day, they're still missing. I wish they would have kept Seth Curry, but at the end of the day, you just gotta work with what you have. And at the end of the day, their offense is still going. They're still probably gonna be a playoff team. They're gonna have to work for it. They're gonna have to work for it because the West is the West, and they're a very ridiculously tough conference. Um, for the Grizzlies, I think they're just miss. I think they're trying to get to a point where they're trying to, I think they're coming back to earth a little bit. I think they're still a great team, and most likely will probably be either in the playoff team or either that in the plan. But man, I think they're trying to get back Jaren Jackson Jr. I don't know if he's just never gonna come back. I don't know if he's ever gonna come back because they're trying to insert Justin Winslow into the lineup and give him 26 minutes, which is a lot from a guy who hasn't played basketball in like 2 years. So I think they're trying to just finally get into that offensive motion. Jaren Jackson Jr. will be a big part of that, and I think they'll definitely probably be a playoff team, not that a playing team. But hey, the Grizzlies are still fun to watch. Desmond Bain, Tyus Jones, all those guys, Jang, all those guys are doing great things for them. Dylan Brooks obviously playing his heart out. So they still have a great team. I think they're just trying to get things like set. John Morant obviously is that dude. Probably could be an All Star this year. We don't know. But hey, it's gonna be hard for them to catch up because the Western Conference is so tough and the season is so irregular that you gotta win these games. You gotta win these games. So I think eventually they will get back into their like started playoff spot, and I think they'll try everything they can to try and get Jaren Jackson back because I think Jaren Jackson is a big part of who they are and who they were last year. as like a surprise team. So yeah, I think that's what they're going to try to do. The next game we'll talk about is the Suns beat the Blazers, man. The Suns beat the Blazers, man. D-Book, man. Quick 34 points, man. That's what D-Book does. He's a scorer. The Suns, man, they are a dangerous thing. I think they're a playoff sleeper, man. I think they can go at least, if not this, I think at least they can go to the second round. At least they can go to the second round. Because that team, the way Chris Paul has transformed that team, it's just a free flowing offense is just like insane. And their defense is not that bad. I think like DeAndre Ayton still needs to pick up his steps. I think he's still playing great, but I think like everyone is trying to. I think they're such a playoff sleeper. I know like everyone knows that they're good this year, but I feel like they're still like a playoff sleeper. Like they're not gonna like do anything in the playoffs. But I still think they're a playoff sleeper. I think they really have to. I really think they really have a shot to go against. I wouldn't want to go against them in the playoffs. That's just me because that team is just so lethal when they're on their shit. So I think eventually they will get back to that point where they are a team to beat, and I think they're trying to get back into that Aces where they're tough. It's tough down there in the Phoenix, man, in Arizona. For the Blazers, man, injuries. There's not really much to say about this team. I'm surprised that they're still holding it down, even with all their injuries, which is ridiculous. Damian Dollar, man, he keeps doing this thing. I don't know if he had a particularly great game this game, but they're still like carrying this team, like still giving them an opportunity to go like play, even though they did get blown out. They did get blown out this game, but at the end of the day, they're still like a lot of games over 500. They're still holding it down. I believe they're right. I believe they're like the fourth seed or the fifth seed. I don't know. I think they're like 2 games behind the Lakers, because the Lakers I believe are the third seed. So they're often just trying to flow, trying to go, and making the different adjustments without their guys, with their guys being out. But eventually, when their guys come in, I think there will be a hard team to beat. So yeah, that's how difficult the Western Conference is, man. So the next game we'll talk about is the Heat versus Thunder, man. This game I didn't really tune into that much, but obviously, the Heat, they need these wins, and they're trying to climb. They're definitely climbing up the stands after getting that big win against the Lakers and starting to have like that winning, I guess, sort of a winning streak in their case. I think they're really trying. They're still really starting to click. They're still missing Avery Bradley, but they're still really starting to click together and starting to get back into that. Was that finals run a fluke? Who knows? But hey, Miami's still trying to get back into their role of things. For the Thunder, man, obviously a rebuilding team, they're always gonna stay competitive. That's Thunder, man. They're never gonna give you an easy fight. We saw that with the Lakers, man. They like now I'm referencing the Lakers a lot, but like they're just attacking, man. They're never gonna give you easy points. Shea's still doing Shea things. Bam Adebayo still doing Bam Adebayo things. Jimmy Butler's still doing Jimmy Butler things. So like they're ascending in the Eastern Conference, man. It's very easy as far as the Eastern Conference goes. It's very easy to climb in the rankings. You saw what happened to the Raptors, man. They won 2 games over 500. Now they're what, a fifth seed? It happens. So I think they're just trying to get back into the flow of things, and I think they will be a playoff team. So big news for them, good news for them. We're gonna start getting back to the motion of things. The next thing I want to talk about is the Hornets versus the Jazz. I did watch this game, and man, that man LaMelo Ball, man. I know it wasn't like the greatest game ever, but he still put up 21 points. That dude is a menace, bro. The dude's a menace. I was one of the people that didn't know if I could judge him correctly, because there was just so many flaws to his game. But he's really proven the haters wrong, and he's running away with the rookie of the year this year. So I mean, Anthony Edwards still climbing up the charts, but LaMelo Ball is still doing LaMelo Ball things, and I think he's gonna do very great things in the future for this Hornets organization. And the Hornets are fun to watch, man. I know Gordon Hayward went out with an injury. I hope he's okay, man. This dude always injures his hand for some reason. I don't know why. But at the end of the day, he's still going to do his thing. And I hope he does get better soon, because he's on my fantasy team. So if I lose you again, that's an issue. No, I'm kidding. But for real, Gordon Hayward needs to get back because this Hornets team cannot function without him on the court. That's what it is. Because that's why he's so important to this team. He's averaging, what, 21, 22 points per game? That dude is a scorer, bro, and he's gonna do it very efficiently. For the Jazz, man, they're just setting records back to back, bro. They just beat their franchise record again with threes. Man, they're just shooting that. They're just shooting that hole like it's nothing, bro. Like it's just crazy. Like the way. this Jazz team and transform their offense is so ridiculous to watch because it's like there's a team that didn't really make that many moves except getting Bogdanovich back because obviously he did not play in the bubble. But at the same time, like they're just rolling, they're just gonna live and die by that 3-pointer, man. Why I'm so skeptical about them is that if a good defensive team takes away their 3-pointer, what's gonna happen to them? What's gonna happen to them? I don't really know. I mean, they're gonna try everything they can, but at the same time, I don't. I just can't see them being contenders this year. I know it's me being like a hater. Sorry, Jazz fans, but like you guys have to. I don't know. I don't know what you guys have to prove, man. I really don't know because the threes you guys are flying is great, and you guys are ridiculously hot from three. But man, what happens when you start missing those shots? We don't know. They're living and dying by the three. They scored what 28. Man, that's a lot of threes. But man, what happens when you miss them? Who knows? All right, so for the bulk of the game, for the bulk of the video, we're going to talk about the Wizards versus the Lakers, man. Wizards versus the Lakers. First of all, let's talk about the Lakers, man. Let's talk about the Lakers. Man, the Los Angeles Lakers, man. They are missing Anthony Davis. They are missing Dennis Schroeder. But man, I cannot give you an excuse for this game. Y'all were up 17 going in the third quarter, man, and you blew that in overtime. What is wrong with? I know. You guys are missing pieces. I understand that. But come on, you guys have to win this game, bro. I know the Wizards are kind of getting hot now because they're on what a 5-game winning streak now. They're starting to flow. Man, the Lakers, I can't make an excuse for you guys because you were up 17. You were up 17 in the third quarter and you folded. I know LeBron was trying to carry at the end and he missed that clutch free throw, which he should have made. That's just a LeBron thing. He's gonna miss free throws. That's who he is. It's kind of. I mean, I think it was kind of sus that he only got to the line 3 times, only shot 3 free throws. I think that was kind of sus. By the end, you trying to take over, like, and like what's crazy is that this was a bad game for LeBron. I know what you're thinking. The guy dropped 31, 9, and 13, bro. And he had a bad game. I know he had 8 turnovers. That's a lot of turnovers, bro. He should not have that many turnovers. But at the end of the day, he's the only ball handler currently because there is no Dennis Schroeder, and Anthony Davis is not really in there. Anthony Davis is not really the ball handler, but he's still gonna have the ball in his hands. But he's the only playmaker that's currently on the floor, the only one that can create a shot. And so the turnovers are going to rack up, man. And man, let's talk about LeBron minutes, man. The LeBron minutes. I know he went on. I watched the post game interview, and he was like, I mean, the narrative is ridiculous. Why is this happening? But like LeBron, I understand, but at the end of the time, playing 43 minutes, 35 minutes this year, 36, year 18. I don't know, Ben, but hey, I'm not gonna doubt LeBron. If he says he's okay, man, he's okay. He's gonna be ready to go for the next game against the Jazz. But hey, it's LeBron. I'm always gonna trust in LeBron. What if he feels he's okay, if he feels he's not. And the Lakers, man, they need to work through something. I know they just released Quinn Cook, so maybe they're trying to get a guy, a center maybe, to get back to slow things. But what was good for them? The only positive I'll really take out of the game for them is that they were knocking down their threes a little bit. Their threes is this is what happened last year. They're down bad with their threes, but they're just trying to pick it back up. Guys are still getting their confidence back. KCP getting their confidence back. Kyle Kuzma getting his confidence, even though he's playing pretty good this season. Monte I don't know why that dude wasn't playing the overtime. I understand there was a mismatch with him and Robin Lopez, but dude, that dude was going crazy. Robin Lopez was no chance for him on the offensive end. In defense, it was okay. He was playing decent defense on Robin Lopez. I don't understand why Frank Vogel did not insert him into the overtime. It was bad on his part. I really think he would have been that spark plug. That guy probably would end up with 30 rather than this. I believe he had 26. Dude, I think they should have. I don't know that they just need to get healthy. That's like I'm never gonna say that they're not a contender because that's stupid. But like they're gonna get healthy and they're gonna be a team to beat. I don't care what nobody says, especially if they get any moves from Wave and Crane Cook. Now they have 2 roster spots left open. Who knows what they're gonna do. For the Wizards, man, they're starting to get hot. This was the team I thought was gonna be in the playoffs, and finally it's starting to get hot, man. 5-game winning streak. Bradley Beal doing Bradley Beal things. Russell Westbrook being Russell Westbrook, my favorite point guard of all time. Russell Westbrook still being Russell Westbrook, a guy who will always play till his heart's content. He will never stop playing. And I love the way he's going. They're just starting to click. You know, losing Thomas Bryant early in the season really just sparks something that they have to win these games. I think they're all Denny Adidas doing his thing, hit that clutch three. Rui Hashimura made some stupid mistakes, but he still made some clutch points. Yeah, I just think they're gonna start. They're just gonna start getting back into that form of how they were, how everyone thought they were gonna be. I think the Wizards are going on the right track, and they probably will end up being the playoff team at the end of the day because you have the all-time, you have the leading scorer in Bradley Beal, and Russell Westbrook. So, you know. But that was that for this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. I know that like this game set wasn't the greatest, but at the end of the day, you still gotta talk about them because I'm still that dude. But please like, comment, share, subscribe. Please turn on your post notifications. Please comment down below if you have any opinions. If you disagree with me, you agree with me. And yeah, we out. Peace.
Why do they get up and leave? Why do they get up and leave? Tell you they love you, then get up and leave.